So I have decided that in a past life, I was a pimp and I was a really fucking good one. And I sold Jade again today.
Without her knowing. Look at her shock.
I'm not shocked because you said the word pimp right before you press record, and I was like, I resonate with that.
So we might have your past experience of brothel and my past experience of
Yes.
motherfucking PIMP.
Exactly.
I don't know
Seriously.
what you heard about me.
Yep, exactly.
I
Doing great. 2 seconds into the podcast, musical interlude. Already checked the box.
Past life regression, check.
Exactly.
Musical interlude, check.
Check.
Well, it was funny because I was talking to a potential client today, and she was talking about, her Chiron and things of that nature. And she's going into the return this year. And I was like, great, here's what we're thinking from a coaching perspective, from a strategy perspective. I was like, I'll work with you on a monthly basis, but on month 1, I'm going to need you to work with Jade. And she's like, sure, just tell me where to go and what to do. I was like, got you. So I came back and I told Kaylin, I was like, I think I just sold Jade again. So
also, I think I was a damn good pimp in my last
exactly. I was. So it's now become a sport.
Agreed.
She gets giddy when she sells people without them knowing.
Really do. And not in like a weird human trafficking type of way. Like, let's not. So
and like, spread the love. You are the ultimate networker and connector. You need this healer. This healer needs to talk to you. Let's all get together.
And also consumer though, because like if someone's like, oh, I really like this person, you're like, sure, I'll give them a try.
Exactly. Sure. That's my go-to.
I'll do that.
And then like 9 times out of 10, 6 months later, I'm like, oh, I have a really cool client for you, and insert past client. So no, it's there's always a reason behind it.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Cool.
Wow.
Now that we know our past lives and pimping, who wants to do a personal life update first?
Do we want to tell the story of Cass talking to Cash?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of we have like a joint personal life update because we actually got to see each other IRL, as they say.
Yeah, we did.
IRL. Yeah, you guys go.
Well, we had a spur of the moment. Lucky for Cass, my husband's a Enneagram 7 like her. So in a crazy chain of events, my Friday and weekend did not go as it was supposed to. And we ended up driving to Savannah and spending the long weekend in Savannah with her and her family. And we got to bring our dogs. So it was 2 adults, 2 kids, and 2 dogs in our car driving from Charlotte to Savannah.
And it was 4 adults, 4 kids,
2 and dogs 2 dogs in a tiny house.
1,400 square feet, 1,500 square feet.
Oh, ouch.
It's okay.
It was perfect.
Next time we decided we're just going to go straight studio with it. Just get 1 king size bed, all snuggle, open shower, open floor plan. There's nowhere to go but smaller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love it.
For as small as the house was, though, it actually was like a plenty of room for all of us. Like,
it had good flow.
Cass and Tom had their room, and like Amelia slept in the closet, and like Anthony and I had our room, and Kennedy slept on the floor in the closet, and then Diana and Hayden both had their own bunk beds in their room. So worked out.
Wow, that's a pretty nice size house then.
Yeah,
it was good. Yeah, it was perfect for but it was.
But one of the things is Cass got to meet Cash, our rescue golden doodle, for the first time in person. And there was a pool at this house, and so the kids were swimming and we were sitting in the pool, and it was a beautiful weekend in Savannah. We got amazing weather, and Cash is outside with us, and he is like manic when we're all in the pool, like running around, barking,
so much anxiety.
Like severe anxiety about all of us in the pool. Like he was like and he like wouldn't jump in the pool for any of us. Like we're trying to it's a saltwater pool, we're like trying to get him to jump in with us, and he wouldn't do it. but he was so concerned that we were like all in the pool. Well, finally Cass gets him to jump in the pool. I mean, he wouldn't jump in for me. He wouldn't jump in for Anthony. He wouldn't jump in for Hayden. But Cass somehow gets him to jump in. And immediately you see him after he does it go, fuck, 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 fuck. Like, what did I do? What did I do?
I wish we had video.
I know. If only would have known that he was going to jump in. And so she helped him get out because he was panicking once he got into the water. And then once he was out, it like unlocked a new level of anxiety for him. And then it was like even worse. Like he literally lost his ever living mind around this pool with all of us. And like, God forbid one of the kids like got out and then jumped into the pool. It like worst. Just completely set him off. Like, like to the adults, like, don't you see them? They're drowning. Like, save your kids. It was a nightmare. So we ended up getting him to dry off and putting him inside. And, you know, the kids finished up swimming and we all went inside. And I forget, I think we were like you were making lunch for the kids. That's what you were doing, Cass. And you know how she is. She'll just start like channeling. And so she's like talking
past life regression.
Exactly. So she's like doing a past life regression with him. And she's like, oh, it was a burlap sack you were in, wasn't it? And then you got thrown in the water. And Anthony and I are like, the fuck? Oh no. So Cash had like calmed down. He started going like talking at Cass. And she was like, you couldn't have saved them. You're okay. And he was like, he like walks over to her and is like,
oh, that makes me kind of weepy.
Yeah, we also had to figure out whether he was a cat or a dog when he was in that burlap sack, and he was a cat, so he held some resentment around that. I was like, I feel for you, brother.
Okay.
Yes. So that happened. We're like, oh shit. So now he hears her voice and he like comes right over to me and he was like,
can we release some more trauma, Mom, more trauma?
I see his tail like literally going crazy. Let him say hi.
Cash, you want to say hi? You want to say hi?
He is the sweetest puppy.
Yeah, he is.
Look at that big head with that.
Oh, he's so cute.
Big head, little
Hi,
brain.
Cash.
Small brain.
That's what I was telling him earlier. Big head, big ear, small brain.
Yeah. Real dumb. Real cute. Real dumb.
Boop. We decided also, sorry for our listeners who have golden doodles, that golden retrievers are smart, poodles are smart, but together when they're bred, they cancel each other out.
Yeah. It's true. It's like selective smartness.
Manipulative. What was it? Golden doodle narcissism?
Yeah.
That was a topic that came up too. We're like, he's nice when he listens and he's trained when he wants something. So we decided that there's going to be a Facebook group or an aligned group maybe that is golden doodle narcissism.
It's true.
Love
it's a real thing.
It is.
Are you a little baby golden narcissist? Are you a doodle narcissist? He's just wagging his tail like.
My head is trying to combine both of those words together and I can't do it. I'm like narcidoodle.
Narcidoodle.
So what other
That's
updates,
awesome.
Kaylin?
Oh gosh. Well, Tom got the message that we were supposed to get pedicures and that couldn't happen while we were there because we're like, okay, we'll go get a pedicure. And what do we find a salon. I call them, I make us an appointment and I think Anthony was like, well, there's reviews that their prices aren't listed. And so they overcharge people. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how much it doesn't matter. And Cass like, as long as we don't lose a toe. And then she's reading through the reviews and sure as shit, someone had to go to urgent care because they cut off part of their toe.
Multiple people.
We're like, no, we can't do that.
Multiple people. Like this salon had like 3 or 4 reviews in a row of like, look at my toe inflamed and in bandages. I'm like, Kaylin, we're not going here. It's not worth losing a toe.
So we went on a self-care scavenger hunt and we found a place, a very cute shop and
urban
bought supplies to self-care. So
what colors did you choose?
We didn't get a pedicure. No, we went to a place called Urban Coffee, which was like a local anthropology
Got it.
So we went shopping instead and dropped.
Got it. Your scavenger self-care turned into not a pedicure. Got it.
Yeah, it turned into bubble bath. What else? Oil, a spray, like a perfume spray.
Yeah.
A stuffed watermelon for E.
I got like a couple shower steamers that like do aromatherapy in your shower.
Nice.
Yeah,
But the good news is we still have all 20 toes between the two of us.
we do. We did not lose a toe.
That's great.
Yes.
I love it. It was fun to see you guys together, pictures of you together.
Yeah.
It was fun to be only 4 hours apart.
Yes. I am excited for when that is the reality.
So I guess I segue, right?
Yeah, that's a segue.
I was gonna say, and that nothing, nowhere to go else but here. So we've decided we're going to move to Savannah.
Woo!
Figuring out when and what that looks like. Probably sometime midsummer, which is a little bit sad because right now there's 8 inches of snow on the ground that just fell today during our dusting, and then another 8 inches of snow, or 8 to 12 tomorrow, and then another one for like 8 on Saturday. So I'm like, why do I have to wait till the summer to move when, Savannah's hotter than, the devil's purse? And it's true.
I prefer a different phrasing, but that works too.
I have never heard hotter than the devil's purse.
Yeah.
Would you like to say the actual phrasing, Kaylin?
Well, I call it Satan's taint, but
I was trying to make it a little bit more, I don't know, not even PC, just I figured we were only 10 minutes in. We can't just generally drop taint 10 minutes in without warning.
Sure as shit can.
So
that word, oh,
really?
You don't like it?
Heebie-jeebies. No, it gives me the heebie-jeebies for some reason.
Do you prefer nacho?
Why does it give you the heebie-jeebies?
I've heard someone say
no.
Nacho ass, nacho balls. Nacho.
Nacho. It taint your and it
taint.
And this podcast took a turn for the worst.
Oh my god.
I'm still tired. So we just got back yesterday from this trip, and we kind of made that decision while we were down there, looked at some places to stay, like started conceptualizing how we are going to move, and that's been kind of the decision. So now it's okay, we have an idea of what it looks like, and universe help. SOS.
Execute. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Get you there.
I was lying in bed last night and I was like, how we decided on doing an apartment and then probably moving down, buying a house and renovating it while living in an apartment. And I was like, how in the hell does someone take this, whatever, I think I have 4 bedrooms, 3,100 square feet, and move it down to an apartment of 2 bedrooms and 1,080 square feet.
That's why you were getting the message for the last several months to purge.
I know, but now I have an idea of what I'm purging into, so it makes it a little bit easier. So if you guys want, I'm having an estate sale. No one died. You guys can just walk to my house and buy everything.
No one died.
That's what I said to Tom. I was like, can we have an estate sale, but like not having passed? Because like it's so much stuff that like is not just a yard sale stuff. Like it's not just yard sale. It's literally like couches and furniture and beds and like everything. I think I have like 4 desks between the office and like my actual house. So I'm like, estate sale.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my big question of the day is, can you have an estate sale without having died?
Yes. You can still call an estate sale.
I think so.
For sure.
Those are kind of my updates. Other than that, has just been trying to figure more stuff out, and we'll get to that, I'm sure, during the aligned section.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Jade, what's up with you?
Personal, I don't really have anything different, honestly, from last week. Honestly, like nothing is coming to mind. I'm still just in the middle of dealing with the whole court system thing for the first time in my divorce, since my divorce. And so that hasn't been fun, but it's been necessary. And yeah, figuring, okay, I guess I could share this. When I homeschooled my girls, you guys remember, it was out of like complete fear. Like I did not I didn't really want to be doing it, but I felt like I was supposed to. I felt like if I sent them to school, it would be a sin to go to public school. Remember all of that. So there was so much fear in my whole homeschooling. And when I gave it away and didn't have to do it anymore, it was like this huge burden release. And I'm like, I just would never do that again. Don't ever say that, right?
Nope.
Because what have I figured out after many months of Jack and testing Jack and all of these things? What do I need to do?
Time to
I need to
Jack.
homeschool Jack. And so I've been sitting with that for the last several weeks, and it's fine, but it's like, it's so ironic. It's just ironic. The universe is.
So I think, and this is my prophecy of, I don't even know what today is, March 2nd, that all three of us are being twisted into homeschooling because we're not going to get a spot for next year. So like Kaylin, you've talked about your stuff with Hayden, Jade, now revealing homeschooling stuff with Jack. And then even today we sent Diana for the first day to school in 2 weeks. And she got sent home early because her ear hurt and was ringing. Like I'm like, are we just being like tested and like pushed into that direction? I'm like, what I said to Kaylin this morning when I had that, I was like, can we just have the rest of this school year and then start next year? Like, do we have to start in March? Get it. We understand.
Yeah.
But like, can I just have a little bit more time?
Yes, I've had that word too. Jack has to, for his mental health, stay home a lot from school right now. And that's the word in my, like, okay, I get it. I get that that's not a healthy environment for him, but like, I need some time in order to figure this out. But to your point, Cass, absolutely agree. If we're being all called to this, and I know part of the reason I am is because it will actually give me more freedom ultimately, so that I can pick up and go when I need to go and where I need to go. Because I know that, I know that there's,
I said, we're going to get this apartment and it's basically just going to be a crash pad essentially. And then like we've already talked about, mid-August, obviously coming up here, we have a retreat up in here in August. And then September, there's a retreat in Hawaii. So I'm like, we're not going to be there. So I'm like, and then that was the conversation that I had with Kaylin this weekend was like, we have to homeschool. Like, or we have to actually, my idea was we have to have Tom school age kids from first grade to like freshman or sophomore. Basically, like Tom can just take care of all of the kids and homeschool them all.
He did give a great homeschool lesson on the pier in Savannah to Diana and Hayden. So
he did, and quite a few ones in the aquarium too.
True. Yes.
So
yeah.
There's always a homeschooling opportunity.
Jack would gladly let Tom homeschool him. He was literally, when you guys went to Georgia, you said, Cass, hop on a plane, come down. I'm like, I can't, there's no way. And we were talking back and forth and Jack heard, and he's like, I want to go. And then you guys were like, Tom was like, I will pick Jack up from the airport, put him on a plane. And he was doing the whole thing, which made Jack's day, by the way. He was laughing so hard about that. But he said, he heard us talking about September and that we were going to get an Airbnb in September for the retreat in Maine. And he has talked about that like 10 times and talked about how Tom, and because we're not going to be there. So him and Tom are going to talk a lot, and they're going to talk about politics, and Tom's going to teach him some things about history and all of this stuff. So
it's already happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's a long way around of saying like
Jack Anthony might be there too, so it'll be a whole bro fest.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And Jack has asked repeatedly to go back to Florida with the whole team. Like that week for him was like a jewel of his year. And he doesn't like people, so
neither do we.
There's
not a single person on our team who likes people.
That's our commonality.
So what are we doing? Creating a social media platform for people.
Yeah. So that's the personal life update. And I think, you're right. Like, it's ultimately to create more flexibility and more freedom so we can pick up and go when we need to go.
Yeah, and that's part of like I said, that's the whole reason why we looked at houses and we looked at all sorts of things. They're like, congratulations, the only thing you're going to find is a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm like, you're shitting me, right? This is an actual joke. So I think it's like all of these things are like gearing us up for that. And I was like, I guarantee like if we look at whatever 2024, we're going to be in the places that we're in, maybe, I don't know, 2 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, we take this show on the road.
Yeah, for reals. That's how I feel too. So that's exciting. That's
show?
my life update.
What's that?
I said this show.
What show?
Like
What
this show.
Anthony we were talking about this weekend.
Oh, I totally blocked that from my conscious mind.
Oh my God, Cass.
Should we go down that rabbit hole?
Sure, why not?
So Anthony, we were sitting on the couch just all chilling, and Anthony goes, "How comfortable are you with being visible?" And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, if there's something that comes up that I'm not comfortable with, I'm like, I know it's part of me that I have to heal, and like that's that, and like I have no problem. And he went on this,
And he was like, I have this idea.
it.
Yeah, he's like, I feel like what's really going to sell aligned is you and like what you do. Like you, like your story and like you as a person, and like the fact that you're just like having a conversation, all of a sudden you're like communicating with my dog is like fucking weird, but also will sell.
Yes.
What you're working on.
1,000%.
He's like, I see you having like a Netflix special or like a Netflix series. And it like, and it.
Anthony
like
was prophesying.
Yeah. And he was like, I feel like we could find a connection and we could pitch you, and it could be like a docu series on like you and what you do, and like record you like working and like doing shaman stuff, and also like working on the app and all of that, and like show all of it. And he's like, and Tom would be there too, but we'd really have to censor Tom. We might not be able to have Tom at all, actually.
Yeah, he's like, we'd have to dub over him every time he walks into a room. So he's like,
Tom
we can't
would
talk
say
about that
something.
political topic, can't talk about that history topic, can't talk about that. So,
Controversy.
exactly. Let's leave that tweet alone right there. Let's leave.
One of
I
the
love
mornings, Tom said something like good morning or something like that to Anthony, and Cass thought that he said something very inappropriate.
Oh,
and
no,
she
what
was
was
like,
it?
well, I guess we'd have to take that out of the show.
I want to remember what it was now. Do you?
Something about like good morning, Jew, or something like that.
He said good, and I was like, I'm offended. I was like, my half Jewish side of me is pissed off. And he's like, I didn't say that, but it sounded I think he said like good morning to you, but it sounded good morning Jews. And I was like, where the fuck did that come from? My grandfather's pissed at you right now.
Morning to you turned into good morning Jews.
What's funny is Anthony heard the same thing too. So we're like, are you sure you actually said? We might need closed captioning on too. Some stuff.
Oh my God.
Protect our ass. No, it was a good conversation. One of the things that I said was like, my only hesitation or worry about that is like, I feel like in the example, like we all watched the Teal Sky documentary because someone said she reminded me of her or whatever, or I reminded them of her. But I feel like there's things that are cut like from a production standpoint out of context. Like I would just wanted to make, like I was like, I don't even know how to verbalize that, but I would want to make sure that we have like creative say to like see how they're producing it and cutting things to make sure it's actually coming across accurately versus
like you would need to be like one of the head producers for the actual docu-series, so that way you had final say,
or someone we trust, which I said Kaylin could be like, actually that's not what she said at
that's
11.
not what she said at approximately 3:33 p.m. she said this.
Well, and what happened with Teal Swan is that she trusted the producers and the directors and became friends with them. And all along they were planning to kind of out her. At least that's her side and her story.
Correct.
And I think that, yeah, so you're right.
So I was like,
people are completely
internal job as a producer as well.
Yeah. People are allowed to dislike Teal Swan. People are allowed to dislike you, but they need the truth anyway, right? Like they need to be able to see true things in context before
one of the things Cass was like, I'm not very controversial. Like I feel like I would I looked at her and I was like, that's
a lie.
Well,
And then like a couple hours later, I was like, oh yeah, I guess probably saying that I have both Jesus and Yoda sitting next to each other on my spiritual team would probably piss off most people.
Let's
You're
just
still
start
religious.
there.
Could be a little controversial. Yeah.
You're polarizing, as we've used that word a million times, you know?
See,
You're a
polarizing,
walking
I can get behind.
contradiction, and it's a beautiful contradiction, and we love you as a contradiction, but it
Yes.
is a contradiction.
But
Yes.
does a contradiction have to be controversial?
It
Not
doesn't have to
necessarily.
be. It just
It
often
can
is.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, that means you need a little bit more personal work, friend.
That's a you problem, is what we
that
call that.
exactly. That is a you problem.
I'm
If
sure
I
that
trigger you, that's more you than me. Okay.
I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that could be clipped and then also be controversial if we were, not the producers of our own show.
Wow,
Anyway,
we have been on many tangents, but we've covered shamanism, we've covered personal updates.
we have.
Should we hit some astrology, or do we want to hit it with aligned, because we're kind of on aligned?
Covered homeschooling, which basically was aligned.
Yeah, let's talk about aligned really quickly. I'll give it a brief astrology update, but it will be kind of like let's do aligned first for sure.
Okay. Well, where do we begin? What journey have we been on in the last week?
Do you remember the kids who used to go door to door for UNICEF?
Yes.
I am one step away from doing that because I was really successful as a kid.
Of course you were.
Why do you think you were successful? What made you successful?
Oh, it's a great question. I decorated my orange box. No.
No,
honestly,
really.
No, seriously. It has nothing to do with the decoration on the bejeweled orange box.
I don't know. That's something.
That shows
does.
commitment.
Yeah.
It does show commitment, but I think my ability to tell the story and to connect with people and to like have them understand what we're doing. And as you guys know, every time I say something about aligned, it's different to every single person I talk to. Like, and it's for them. And I think I did the same. I think I did the same thing, honestly, when I was door to door for putting change in the box. Yeah. I love them. Are they still around? We should find out.
I'm pretty sure UNICEF is still
Maybe
around.
they'll be one of our aligned partners because I really liked them.
That'd be fun.
So
yeah.
So that's basically what we're doing right now. We are picking up pillowcases, looking for spare change. No, a lot more than spare change. We're like Cinderella.
$4
We're trying to find the right fit for the glass slipper.
Correct.
And that is not easy when you are breaking the mold for social media.
And I am learning way more about VCs than I truthfully ever wanted to know. Like, I have no idea. Idea. It's a whole world.
Gen the shit out of this. I'm pretty impressed.
You have, Jade.
Yes.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Whatever do you mean? I have a spreadsheet and I'm just applying and following up and messaging and stalking and reading the process.
Yeah, we're all doing that. Yeah, it's crazy though. It's a whole world that I didn't know about. And yeah, it reminds me of like filling out job applications or grants for scholarships, like that. And I'm like, those are things that nobody really likes to do, but it's so important to individualize it. So, yeah.
I think we're getting closer. The conversation that I had yesterday, kind of back and forth via LinkedIn with some people, like, I feel like we're headed in the right direction. It's everything. It's funny because like when you zoom out and like look at all of this, like it hasn't gone that slow, but it feels so slow in the day to day. Like, if that makes sense. We're like, okay, like, and I don't know.
Well, you had a friend of yours share their experience trying to get money for their business, and that was sobering. Like, she had some pretty frightening numbers of how many people she reached out to, how many times she got turned down before she got funded. And I know that's not going to be our story. Like we were told that we were going to get our money in February. We were told. And I believe we did get it. It's there for us. It just hasn't been shown to us how it's there yet. But
what's funny is the fund that we were talking about in Slack today, which first of all, the fund was 880 million, which I was like, okay, hello, 88, like
yes,
880 million.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I was like digging into that firm and it's also called what, 8VC.
yes.
So I was like, okay, got it. Like lots of eights here, understanding. But when I was like reading through about how they got this fund and what they were doing, the fund finished kind of gathering its capital, if you will, in February. So when I was reading this, like it was interesting because like their whole tagline is to fix a broken world, I think, right? Broken planet, one of the two.
Broken world.
Broken world. And I was like, everything that we're doing has that intentionality behind it. And I had a weird, like, I don't do prophetic dreams. That's not my gifting by any stretch. But I had a lot of weird, like last night, I was really hoping to do Sananga and work with that. And I got a big fucking no, which I was kind of a little bit bitter about when I went to bed. As I was like, Jade said I had to go into my North Node of Pisces. So like spirituality helped me. And then I go to like stand there with Sananga and it's like, no, you do not need medicine tonight. I was like, fuck you. Like, I'm going to bed. But I had like this series of 3 dreams. And like one of them was about a client, potential client that I talked to today, who like literally the dream was like, didn't have the money. She's like, give me 7 days. I'm going to go manifest it. And like, that's exactly what happened on the call today. The next one was that we had a blank check for VC from a VC, which was just like whatever money you like, basically a blending option from a bank of like, we know that this is going to take a lot and like, here go. And then the third one was Hawaii and about having us all in this weird house. And we had a pool boy and a butler and a whole lot of weird shit.
It was a commune. It was our commune.
But it was like this like 4-story beach on the house. And like each of us had a floor. So it was like a very interesting, and like there was a lot of weird other stuff with that dream, but I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I was like, did I get a prophetic dream? Maybe. Find out. Stay tuned to find out more. Like,
we'll wait till it all comes true.
Correct. So then this podcast will have a whole lot more meaning than what it does right now.
Listen, I've had prophetic dreams before that have come true, and it is the fucking coolest thing ever. So
never had them. Jade, what about you?
No, but my sister does all the time. Yeah. Cool. It's really cool.
Kennedy was my most recent one. I had you guys know this.
Say more
by our faces,
words because we're like,
I've definitely told you guys this.
But say
halfway through my pregnancy, I had a dream that I was in my current house, but like the divider between the dining room and the living room was gone. So it's just a big open area. And a little like 2-year-old with like brown curly hair and bright blue eyes came running up to me and jumped into my arms. And I picked him up and it became a baby. And it was like Kennedy. And he had curly hair and blue eyes. And like in that dream, I was like, my kid's going to have brown curly hair and blue eyes. And Kennedy literally was born with brown curly hair and blue eyes.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah, I definitely told you guys that because I told Anthony afterwards. I was like, I think Kennedy's gonna have brown curly hair and blue eyes, and sure as shit, that kid comes out with like pitch black curly hair. And
my question though is, did he look like a frat boy in your dream?
No, because he was 2, and then he was a newborn.
Oh, so he grew out of frat boy in between now and 2 years old?
I don't know.
Because your current newborn looks like a frat boy.
Looks like a frat boy. I don't know.
He did even. So Jade, you would have loved it in Savannah. He had his like shirt unbuttoned and like little shorts and like an unbuttoned shirt, and I was like, I made him fist bump.
I can't. I love that kid. And so maybe you're gonna remodel your house for a more open floor plan.
Who knows? I might. But I've had quite a few like that before, though.
Interesting.
I love that.
We're gonna hope the blank check is a prophetic dream.
I like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and
let's do nothing by the book.
I also love that we're continuing to pull cards and do all of that kind of work around decisions that we make. Like, what are we supposed to do? Have we been talking on the podcast? Yeah, we talked last week about how we've been getting nauseous at the same time, but you guys did that again when you were in Savannah, like
Yeah.
hardcore.
She left and I went to go lay down because I was just like spinny and dizzy. And within, I don't know what, 4 minutes of you leaving.
As we were pulling away, I started to get like immediately felt nauseous. And I was like, ugh. And I looked at Anthony and I was like, God, I feel nauseous. And he's like, maybe we need to eat, we can find someplace to eat. And I was like, I don't know. And it was like too immediate to be like, I'm hungry, so just right when we leave, I get hungry and I get nauseous. And so I texted Cass and Jade in our group message and I was like, I'm nauseous. And Cass was nauseous too at the same time. And I'm like, well, fuck. She's like, well, you left too soon. You can turn around and come back.
Like what we were supposed to do. And it's not like you guys you didn't even figure it out necessarily. You just came back together, right? And then you had something to eat and like it's getting out of control.
Yeah,
then
we
you're
like
like,
to
full
skip.
card.
Yeah, we were gonna skip going out to lunch with them because Amelia was acting like a lunatic, and
poor girl.
Diana needed to rest too after the kids had like kind of played. So we're like, oh, we're gonna skip lunch. We'll say goodbye now. And Universe was like, no, you ain't.
No use going to lunch together. You got more shit to do.
Yeah.
What it is and why, who knows? But
correct. That was Will Tom's thing too about self-care, and like you guys should have went and got a pedicure or a massage or something together, like get back into like that divine feminine side of things. He had a weird, which I don't even think I told you this, Kaylin, after you left, I was like, how much longer are we gonna have to wait for like the money? Like, what is this gonna look like? And he went off on this kind of tangent of like, this first month, like, obviously for the, like, we actually stopped taking our little micro salaries this week. It's not even a salary. It's like a stipend to basically buy.
That's cute.
It's to put gas in our tank and to buy food and not pay our mortgage and to like not pay, like it barely covers anything, but I digress. I'm sorry.
No, we're yeah.
How else would
we
do
it? Yeah, no, that is so true.
We're basically embracing Dave Ramsey's beans and rice.
No, I know. I went to Costco today and I was like, I am buying the lobster ravioli. It's $5 more than the plain ravioli, and I want that lobster ravioli. Damn it. I don't get my stipend this week. I'm still getting lobster ravioli.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you about my Whole Foods purchase and then what happened too.
It's just going to be my voice in the back of your guys' mind from now until eternity, huh?
Yep, it is. What would I do if I already had the money? Buy the lobster ravioli.
Buy the lobster ravioli. Okay, fine.
So I forget where I was going with that, but we didn't take it this week. And I was telling Tom, I was like, basically I'm like, I have 2 months left, and like if this doesn't work, then like, hello, Mick job, like we'll figure it out.
Don't make a job.
I'm more qualified than McDonald's, but anyway. I was like, we'll have to figure out the next round of what this looks like. And he's like, well, he kind of gets into these prophecy things sometimes, and like they're oddly accurate sometimes, and then other times you're like, that's so off the wall. So his one, he's like, okay, he's like, this month, the month of March, he's like, is gonna suck. He's like, because you guys aren't taking that. He's like, I feel like I feel like the bond between you three needs to really be fostered, and like all of the things that you've done over the past year together, like really needs to be leaned on. He's like, because basically it's like one final test for like the trifecta that is you guys. So he's trying to push Kaylin and I to like go get a massage or go get a, like whatever the case may be. And like kind of have that conversation in there too. And then he's like, and then April, he's like, we're fine. He's like, but it's like that 1 more month of like bullshit. And he's like, and I guarantee at the end of the month, he's like, you're not even going to want to fucking talk to each other. And I was like, well, that's an exciting thing to do. I'm going to California at the end of the month. I'm thinking like going to California to Malibu to talk to all of these people and to like do what I do. And I was like, and then not to have you guys. I was like, that's really sad. Like,
no.
That's my astrology says something way different for this month. My astrology says that my whole month is literally just like filling up love tanks with my partners, you guys. Literally, it's like just love. It's like love energy on you too. Yeah, baby. And I've been clearing all that shit with Sananga every fucking night. So trust me. I'm helping us out, okay? I'm clearing anger, I'm clearing anxiety, I'm clearing depression, I'm fucking clearing all that shit. So
yeah, agreed. I think that to Tom's point, though, that could become the case if we weren't doing the work already.
I also think he
we've been
sees the
doing.
low road, our nonchalant Eeyore. So.
Nonchalant Eeyore, you won't like each other anymore.
How about we just not like you? I'm just kidding.
I also, the card that I pulled though for money was the reversed hunter, which is literally like, don't be afraid to go home empty-handed. And so to me, that message for money around aligned and just personally was, don't be afraid. That part, like I'm empty-handed right now, but I still am buying lobster ravioli, and I know that I will be full.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with Tom though on that March thing. And then the money's there though. It's there for sure.
That was the
I
conversation
don't
that we
even
had.
feel like it's gonna take all of March though. I gotta be honest. Like
Yeah.
just the amount of like, it's like at first it was like, oh, a little more push to get the wheel rolling. And now it feels like the wheel is kind of rolling on its own a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like the little snowball effect. It's like, oh, our little snowball is getting a little bigger. Oh, we're getting a little more traction. Okay. Like I doubt it.
I'm
It's
like avalanche, landslide. Come on,
seriously.
I listen to Fleetwood Mac landslide one more time. Our money will all come in.
The rate that it went from like pushing hard to like where our snowball is rolling was really fast. Like really fast.
So now I have to talk about Eric. We've all talked about our significant others and how they have all been prophesying over us this month, because Eric has been doing so much of that. It's crazy. Like he'll sit there and I'll start to say something about money. He's like, oh, you don't even have to worry. Like, oh, it's coming. I'm like, I think I need to look and start finding a job. No, you don't. It's coming. He's just so like intent on saying that. Like he believes that with every fiber of his being. He's like, oh, it's right there for you. Don't stop now.
Anthony has been my biggest naysayer through all of this, which you know that he knows it fuels me.
Yeah.
When someone naysays me, it just like fucking explodes me because I'm like, watch me. And so I feel like there's part of him that does it on purpose just because he knows that's like my
fuel.
Oh yeah. But lately he's been like, oh yeah, this is like things that he would normally like pick on me for, not a fucking word about it. Like not even like nothing. And so much too has said like, yeah, like when Cass was like, you're going to be here in August, he was like, okay. Sure.
That's not like Anthony at all.
No, not at all. Are you kidding me?
The first time I told him he was going to work with us, he's like, haha, he's like, you couldn't afford the rock or whatever. The kid I piss in, like basically just like completely shot me down. I was like, I'm going to remember this moment when someday I sign an offer letter for you. Love you.
Yeah. So these are the things that we have to remember. But dear listeners, there have been bleak times. But
I will say, I want to just kind of throw this out there too. I feel like all of our background skills, training, work, etc., like is coming into play. Like yesterday before I was getting on the plane, I was kind of like feeling meh. I was like, fuck this isn't gonna work. Like I put out our CFO, I put out our CTO job description or like list or like listing or whatever, and got like 50 people in like 6 hours. I put out our CFO one and got like 200 people in like, I don't know, basically 2 days. And then I put out our investor one and it's like cricket. So I like had to like get back into the space of like the correct vibration to like call people in. And like I sent to you guys, I sent a podcast. I was like, this is what I'm going to listen to. This is the work that I'm doing. I need to recalibrate on the plane, blah, blah, blah. I too went to Whole Foods and spent $350, even though did not take a paycheck this week. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to buy what I want. And like, I'm going to do my normal produce, my normal organic, my normal this. And like, fuck it. It's fine. Did not buy lobster ravioli though. Little jealous.
That's almost exactly my receipt for Costco.
Really?
Yeah.
I always shop the perimeter of stores. Like that's how I shop. Just
right. Like what?
So produce, seafood, meat, dairy, bakery out.
Never the center aisles.
No, I don't need it. If I need like olive oil or whatever, a can of chickpeas or whatever the case may be, I'll go and get it. But like, I don't go up and down the center aisles. I feel like it's lower vibration there.
To seek my truth, I don't really go to stores anymore. I just get my shit delivered because I don't like people.
And I will do the same thing when I have that service available in the place that I live.
Oh, sad.
So, but no, I always go around the perimeter. Does no one else do that?
No, I'm
Yeah.
definitely a perimeter shopper, but there's certain things like the
If you need
granola
rice,
bars.
you go get rice.
Yeah, granola bars. Yeah, I got rice.
I
Olive
don't
oil.
remember the last time I went to a store and did all my grocery shopping. Like when I go to a store, because we get our like the bulk of our groceries delivered, it's like for one thing or two things. And so I just go to where those things are and leave. Like I don't like.
Does Costco deliver? No.
So then I go for the things that
Oh.
I need from Costco.
Costco delivered to us when we were in Florida.
They do deliver. They do have a delivery service, but I love Costco.
I love
It's like
Costco
a
too.
different- That's like a whole thing. It's an experience. That's an outing.
We have had this conversation on the
Yes.
podcast before wherein you two told me that it was a privilege that I got to go to Costco.
So
Correct.
Costco, if you want to pen us a check for a line, we'll keep talking about you.
Exactly. I have come to adore a Costco trip. I just think that they're so good at choosing vendors that make excellent food.
Every
Like-
Costco is different too. Like we're going to Michigan next month or no, it's March this month. And we're going to Costco when we go to Michigan because I have to go to Costco. Like I need
Wait,
to
why are you going to Michigan?
Do I plug it? I guess I could plug it.
Yeah, let's
Why
plug
not?
it.
I'll plug it. My sister-in-law is having her third book launch. And so
Okay.
her book, Strong Like Water by Andy Colbert, is launching the end of this month. And so we are going out to her book launch party.
That's
And
so
also, I
nice.
guess another plug, yesterday was her 40th birthday. So happy birthday. And we're celebrating her 40th birthday too. Happy
That's
birthday.
very cool.
You'll have
Okay.
to send her this podcast so she can hear her own plug and her own birthday wish from you.
Because I was like, Michigan, March? No, that's not.
Don't do it. It's not a
Don't do
it's
it.
not a vacation, it's a trip.
Oh my gosh.
It's not the best weather in Michigan in March.
I really
Not
want
going for the weather.
I
Got
really
it.
want a vacation, you guys.
Me too. I've been craving ocean, beach,
Cass.
Florida. I always go to Florida in March. Oh, it's
Cass's
hard for
tea.
me.
She's gonna do the bottoms. And did I not say this, Jade? I think we should do a
No.
girls' weekend. And we should all go
I
to
don't think you
Savannah.
told Jade about my teeth.
No.
Oh, listeners will spare you.
Actually, it might be an interesting story. If you have teeth trauma, keep listening. If you don't,
I have
go
major
past the
tooth
next
trauma.
one.
I have major tooth trauma, which is why you were so careful to go to a good dentist, right?
I found one in Savannah because I was like,
Yeah.
the ones up in Maine, they're not me. That's not it.
They're not like, yeah, holistic.
Like the
right?
holistic dentist was like, I still use all this plastic and mercury filling. I was like, that's not holistic. Like, let's not change the definition of something so you can use a buzzword. So I found one that when I was down in Savannah, and essentially, long story short, is I didn't go to the dentist for the first 17 years of my life, minus one thing to pull a tooth. So this is like the first time since I was 17 and kind of starting my own dental journey, if you will, and like fixing the problems in my mouth, where I have a plan to like finish everything.
Yeah, there's not very many humans in this country that have to start their own dental journeys at age 17.
I mean, if you have trauma and you know it.
Right.
So no, since I was 17, the first time I went to the dentist, they were like, congratulations, you have like 36 cavities. I'm like, I think I only have 36 teeth. And then I had to do my own, when I was 18, I had to do my own wisdom teeth removal. I had to do everything kind of solo. So one of the things that I finally realized is that the tooth that got pulled when I was 14, 15 years old fixed, I had a space between my teeth that I could like, this tooth was twisted and I could actually like put my finger between, like massively crooked, and I never had braces. So when they pulled that, it fixed my alignment of my mouth.
Oh, wow.
However, it fucked up my bite. So like basically I'm having like jaw things, like gums receding, because my bite and like the physiology of my mouth is completely ruined. So
Wow.
I found someone to help for that. And for the first time, I have a plan of like how we're going to like be done with dental work. Yay. Versus like go to the dentist every time and get a $5,000 bill, or here's the 10 things you need.
It's just the fun maintenance part.
And it's just the fun maintenance that I can enjoy the dentist like Kaylin. So
Yeah.
I have the bottom, which is a large price tag, and 6 different teeth that they're working on, and then the top, which is another 4 and another large price tag, and then I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you have to do that in Florida, or you have to do that in Georgia?
In Savannah. Yeah. So this is the
in March.
I don't know when. Because I also have to pay for it, remember?
Right.
No, I figured out how to pay for it.
And she isn't taking a paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah. A stipend.
Go back to.
So it's another thing that I must commit to without knowing how it's gonna fucking happen. But no, I said April, May, I'm gonna go down and fly down, do the bottom of my teeth. It's like a full day experience where they do like basically every tooth, and then they use ozone and therapy and lasers and all sorts of crazy shit to like help. That's what they do. That's what they specialize in. So Kaylin had the idea that when I go down for that, I'll be going down to sign a lease probably too for the apartment, that we also make it a girls' trip, like vacation.
Not idea.
Vacation.
No kids.
I know. Jack will literally kill me if I go to somewhere warm without him.
Well, we can figure out that too.
Well, that's a great idea. And yeah, but I have been craving warmth here in Wisconsin.
For good reason.
Yeah. I can't believe you have that much snow though, Cass. That's a sad story.
It's disgusting. It says it's going to be done tonight at 10 p.m., but we were supposed to get an inch today, and it's still coming down, and still can't see my car. So there's that.
Okay. Yeah. We are supposed to get snow tomorrow. It seems like it always like starts with me and goes to you, or starts with you and comes to me.
You're cold though. You're 2 degrees underneath me.
Really?
And then there's Savannah. Savannah is 80 degrees right now.
Soon.
Yeah. Again, going when it's the devil's taint temperature though. And we've come full circle. So anyway, I guess my roast is sort of dentists and the dental industry and being gaslit for age 17 to 34, but no big deal. So.
Yeah, that's a roast. And I think we've like roasted a lot of just humans too, just like people. And yet, as I was telling Kaylin earlier this morning, like all of the work that we've been doing with Aligned and like talking to people has made me love humans and have like such a restored faith in humanity too. So
I get that.
Yeah. It's great.
Cool.
Wow.
Another episode in the books. Check.
That was a nice long one. That's a juicy one.
It was 53 minutes, I think. So somewhere out there.
Dang.
Well, any final words?
I'll just say, like, I'm willing to do more of the astrology readings for anyone who wants to leave a review. So keep that up.
Maybe next time we plug that first during the intro, because we waited till the last possible second. We're like, by the way, if you want to do a review, bye.
Review us and get a free birth chart reading. Okay, bye.
And who knows if like anyone's still listening. So
have you done a couple of them so far?
Yeah.
Cool.
And one of them being Kaylin's mama. And I know she's still listening at this point. So it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Diana.
Very good.
All right. Well,
thank you. If you made it this far, you are the real one, and we appreciate you.
Yes.